At the program this morning, Radio Democracy will look at some of the things them we can happen to Salon people we can do illegal migration, go na other country them outside and can end up get concern them we then can call on government for seek them welfare. And we tell una earlier na the program say today we go take a case study of the latest incidents we happen at Lebanon to some Salon people and also concerns and we be done they come out from Salon people na other country them. For sake of the situation where some of them they face now, within the then country, then we be done introduce we guest them to una earlier as we look at this issue this morning. And they come over to the Minister of Labour, we in Alpha Timbo there this morning. For can talk about waiting governments don't they do so far for ensure say then tap illegal migration or discourage Salon people them not for the going other country them illegal one or safe the one the way they did currently the current situation where some of them they face waiting our governments in plan them for them people here because then still they carry the green, white and blue flag. Although some of them go there without the knowledge of governments, all of the issues and they will look at the program this morning. I start with you, the Minister of Labour and Social Security. Good morning once more and welcome again to the studio.
Good morning, Mabel and others. Good morning, people of Sierra Leone.
All right, well, people go know by now say the Ministry of Labour and Social Security gets responsibility for develop policies themselves and implementing them. We go ensure say then cover so many things we go for do with the workforce, employer and employee them, and other thing them we get for do with the welfare of people them we they under the workforce. Well, we already know say the ministry go down aware of concerns them we don't come from Salon people, especially young people them within our other country them right now. The latest scenario now, the incidents we happen in Lebanon, we said and say but 5 Salon people them young people be lost in life. We can look at that incident later, but let we just come back to the Ministry of Labour first. We know say a lot of issues they we are responsible for take care of, but now the program to the one for limit to thing them we get for do with migration illegal one where people can do where some of them not can get documents or some of them they claim say they can get documents, but when they can go now some of them country here for go work especially. Then the one the way they can go to for go work in seas and traveling documents them we can make they're not able for come back if they cannot see the situation over the knocking fine. So let me just start for no force. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security, how abreast una be with the issues there so from Salon people them we don't raise concern from other country them after we don't travel una aware.
Okay, thank you very much. I think say about 2.5 years back, I've been there at this studio when una been host me, and we talk about what's the plans for the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. And one of the things that will be mentioned there as part of our manifesto commitment now the issue of strengthening labour migration. I think I mentioned here the fact that for Sierra Leone, I say we done they make progress in that particular area. But at the time where I take over the administration of the ministry, I meet a situation where there was a ban on labor migration as a result of the consequences of human trafficking and a whole lot of things that we then done portray about the print and the electronic media about the treatment of especially Sierra Leoneans and other nationals abroad. I've been mentioned there again for say, I decide for Council Cabinet, prevail on the President for make them know say that was not the right decision for ban because the issue of movement of people is a right of the individual. And I try for make Cabinet understand say if in Sierra Leone as a minister responsible for labor and social security, now we're responsible for issue work permits to foreign nationals so they can work in Sierra Leone. You know, can see the Chinese, you know, beaucoup nationalities within Sierra Leone who they work in different offices. So if me they give them work permit for work, we not for restrict Sierra Leoneans for go outside themselves for go for greener pastures. So we use the arguments that they are amongst others, and the President graciously and Cabinet agree for make we lift the ban on migration. But then with the caveat that we get for institute mechanisms to ensure that there is safe, orderly, and legal migration. And that now have been committed reset to. So in pursuance of that, the Sierra Leone government will contract the services of mentioned and Dr. Okansi, who have been a consultant for come and help us for set up the systems and mechanism for legal migration. So as I speak, I did talk about we'll come out with a program for Sierra Leone we'll call Transfer to Transform. This is the labor migration project for Sierra Leone, transfer to transform. And I mentioned here back for say the transfer to transform program, you get 3 components. The first component get for do with the issue of seeking employment to the Middle East countries. Here, so with a greater part of the negative aspect of migration we don't show, where it be said and they look at low level to middle level manpower, people that will come out and basic education, who don't acquire skills like in carpentry, masonry, joinery, nursing, and all of this at the lower cadre. So that are the first aspect of it. Then I be mentioned back, see the second aspect of labor migration get for do with the work study program where they take place, especially in the United States and North America and in Canada. I mentioned that part for see down the back day. The third aspect of labor migration get for do with the diaspora, elements. We get people who they abroad who don't live there for long, who are Sierra Leoneans, and some they're not non-Sierra Leoneans, but they're very much interested in tracking what's happening at the country. They want to contribute towards the development aspirations of the country. So they want to come for assist. So watching the system, we do, to put power system and for make sure she will give them the opportunity for make them go can they able to do that. So then 3 components and at the day. But coming to the issue of the movement of people now from Sierra Leone going to other countries, we go further for stipulate a number of criteria where an individual or a company could fulfill for make you go able for get the license, for make you go able for transport labor from Sierra Leone to other parts of the country. And as I speak from that time day, we get a list of approved licensed agencies, especially from Sierra Leone, on private institutions. I can just briefly run through them, right? In Sierra Leone, for now, I can see categorically in about 15. The one that will be not registered last year, right? The 15 of them, I will mention them. We have Optimal Manpower Placement Sierra Leone Limited, Human Power Global Sierra Leone Limited, Explore Sierra Leone Limited, Gravitas Human Resource Sierra Leone Limited. We get SOS Global Investment Sierra Leone. We get Boston Lou Investment Company, Empress Investment and Overseas Recruitment Sierra Leone Limited, Human Resource Global Consultancy. We get What You Want Recruitment Trading Company, then Makaimo International Investment Company, then 12 Sumas Traveling Consultancy Agency, then 13 Seasons Sierra Leone Limited, and 14 Interlink United General Trading and Recruitment Agency, and 15 we have Trogan La African Recruitment Agency. All of their agencies here are mentioned, so we get the names of the proprietors them, the addresses them, then contact numbers them, and the certificate numbers them. Each of them I mentioned, then get certificate numbers who are unique to them. For example, like we say SOS Global Investment, now database, now 001. Right, and the contact person there and the file reference for that day. So this gives you the opportunity for able to know exactly the institutions that are currently responsible for sending people overseas.
So, Mr. Minister, then 15 company groups there, we not the registered groups them way like they transfer people from salon to other continent for go work. When are the labor migration? How on the monitor then group your way the ministry aware of say officially then get documents for make people in travel? How are the monitor where they can make people they don't go in terms of them welfare where they go and how are the monitor?
Well, in the first place, you get to do with the preparation for the migrant worker. You see, many people they get things wrong. So when they open the code, they go suffer. Some of them then go as a result of wrong information. But what did they happen? Each and every agency then they receive letters of offers from the employing institutions abroad. When they receive their letters, then they write to the Ministry of Labor, notifying the ministry about the existence of them vacancies there. And some of them, they don't get memos between themselves and their employing institutions. Yeah. Then they write to the ministry and inform the ministry. What in the ministry do, they assign people from the migration unit for partake with them, for give them the orientation on the kind of jobs where then they go for CC and get the qualifications where the employer they look up Rwanda with the contract of service who then send. So the Ministry of Labor they look at that and CC it conform with the general employment situation at the country as well as society and they go. So that's the role of the ministry. By the time then people and then some of them they fly can asylum, they meet with them companies, yeah. Now then they do the interviews for the type of people who they want. When they don't do the interviews, they select them. Then they go through the medical processes and the police clearance processes, all the one in the now the stipulates of the company side and they go for meeting the requirements. And when they do all that, then prepare the list, like this one I get so now. The list of all Sierra Leoneans who don't emigrate from Sierra Leone through legal migration, then they bring the list to the Minister of Labor. And they issue them what you call an exit certificate. And every orderly migrant worker who don't left Sierra Leone through orderly means must get a signature as an exit where they go. And when they go, like for instance, yesterday I just signed about 40, I think about 22 where assigned was for left yesterday. So then why they get exit certificate, where they go na immigration at the airport, then they produce their exit certificate here, so they enter them. And this list here, they did a Minister of Labor, they did a Minister of Foreign Affairs, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, they translate them back to the embassy, where they supervise that particular country. So as a ministry, we got to make sure, say, then send the correct people, then go through the appropriate medical examination, then get them police clearance for ensure, say, they don't get any criminal record, and finally, then can at the ministry will give the exit certificate. So I want to say here, all the people that wouldn't decide for talk about where they face 10 casualty, let any one of them produce one, the exit certificate where they get asylum. Anybody who go through this particular process, get it for the face the issues the way people and they talk about.
And inside the studio, I go welcome again Almami Kagbo it represents Migrant Center for Information and Capacity Development, and he also now somebody we be don't go and come back. It share experience with we and waiting the young people and waiting they talk with now different communities them they tell them as reason why they can left Salone and waiting they can tell another community them. Once again, good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salone.
Okay, good morning to all listeners. As you know, my name Almami Cisco Kagbo. I'm the PRO for Migrant Center for Information and Capacity Development, we na MINCICAD for short. MINCICAD na a migrant organization ready for seek the welfare of returning migrants them, and also migrants them within a different countries they really strand. We also the advocates for them to other organizations them like the International Organization for Migration (IOM) for that they able to repatriate them back home.
Before we look at the work of one organization, you know somebody will be don't go and come back. Share your experience with we how you been go and how you been turn like.
At around 2016, I make the intention, say myself want forget a better life because, we just get a perception, say until we go overseas, before we get a better life, and when we can see them, then one or two of my friends them. They don't go through Libya when a temple one, they don't go succeed, they don't enter Italy. So some of them explain to me what it takes and how it look like. Then again, since we self are young people and we self all look for better opportunity and better life, we self decide for take the route. When we take the route, actually it not be easy because everybody know about temple one. When I say temple one, the moment you go, you don't get turning back. From here, we left, we go Guinea. But again, we beget a particular person, when Ahmed. Ahmed na the person we beget the program. Na Salonia, so for the person go cross to Libya. So we pay our money, we left here, we go Guinea. From Guinea, we go Mali. From Mali, we go Burkina Faso. From Burkina Faso, we go Niger. From Niger, we go Agadez. Agadez na the last place for enter the Sahara Desert. Them places there where they call, so it takes almost 6 to 8 months for we able to reach Agadez. It is very stressful, strenuous, you go through a lot. And of course, the Sahara Desert, a place where I'm not sure say them be even want for motor man in the waka like how we the waka they so. And of course, any motka we want where we reach Agadez, una get 2 pickup van then where they can load una, where they can carry una go. Of course, we now 45 be enter na the Sahara Desert. We get 25 souls there we lost. We be kego 12 women then we be lost 8. It really not be easy way to we go through that Sahara Desert. 2 weeks, 4 days we not at the desert. Not until then to rebel when they can't see with the reason we think out the problem now that they pick up them, they get problem, the GPRS where them they use, they get problem. And that Sahara Desert in a worker, you get that GPRS where they use with the worker with them motor they also. So when you work out and see, well, let them put with on, let them go look for space or then go see other motor car or pick up van them back, so then go able carry go show them the road. So we then go now, we able get then coming back again.
So and mommy, most of on our can use our routes there for go na other people in country, then can say una they go for go see greener pasture for go get a better living. But also money can involve. Waiting it been cost you that time day for left salon and go. Waiting have been the amount you wanna pay.
Okay, the amount was $3,500. Maybe pay me 3,000, then the $500 be get out with me.
So using that amount there for common salon for go other country, una not be aware say even if not that way that you choose for live a better life, establishments or groups and the way governments recognize we register for take salon people and for go do work, una not being aware of any of them group in that same day.
No, actually, I not go talk like I not be aware that much, even though I be no say people be they go Iraq, you understand, people they come. But again, then self where they go and come, then self getting your explanation. You understand? And looking at back, we self waiting also, and we know exactly how the country look like, and we can know, say, if you go that route there, you understand, at the only side, and they don't go ask you for visa, they don't go ask you for anything, as long as you get your passport, you go pass na them borders, and they, until you reach your destination where you go, then from there, you can reach some and take boats.
So the person will be organized on a beginning, na person will get any group or institution where you register take people in?
No. In fact, itself not be the salon. It not be the salon. That's when sister will pay them money there also. Itself be the Libya.
So, who's a you tap and waiting car with you back?
Okay, me, I go to reach Libya. Of course, Libya, I live the 1 year. Nobody know in Libya. We go Libya 2017, 18. We don't know me. We don't know Cisco because Libya take the 1 year complete. I run in prison in Panama Road when I get prison 4 months complete.
What you go do there?
Actually, when I rescue in our water because we take 9 hours on top of the Mediterranean Sea. We take 9 hours not until we both get accidents. We then call for rescue team, but the only rescue team will be there around a Libya rescue team. So they can rescue we, not until we then return we back until we say now only we 45 now we survive. Me by this self we inspire me for let go. That boat stay himself left. So we then take we now then tell we say well then they out win at Tripoli. But when they go hand over we to the Arabs them and the Arab people them, we all know Arab people and they. So now they then directly carry we go to the prison. So then carry we go to the prison now. We want once upon a time and say we go appear courts. We not see nothing like that and just go and count to the back. Then from there and say we for run prison, we have for 4 months prison. So we run the prison now. They say we prison time done. Tell you the prison time done. You meet up now. Them IOM, they win at the International Organization for Migration. We at the white people and then the Canada them prisons and then they can remove people away sick. So myself gets me exit that day for Tripoli. So I cannot Tripoli back. I can take something like almost 3 months. When I did the problem then now with the representative that were there and I can call the ambassadors there. Now then the problem. Honestly, for let you see Sierra Leone ambassador take situation like how the other company and the taker, other nationality and the taker, we did a complete 2 months and already start Nigeria and they go. Nigeria they don't go past 40. You get Ghanaian and they go. Other countries and they go. We are the least country that where we ambassador then other country.
So before we can look at what the government representative then can do, when you arrive na Libya, the contact person where una been paid the money to. Now, whose role in can play for ensure say una settle? Whose role the person can play?
Of course, we don't lost the contact person from the desert. From the desert, where the Tuareg rebel and go catch we when we fall. We then go catch from there, then go sell we live as slaves. We live there close to 3 months before then go sell we in one prison, we meet one Sierra Leone and they we explain you how we get for escape. And I explained you how we get for escape. Now, so we escape. Not until we lost one person back in the desert. Before we escape, we lost one person back in the desert. When I see a Leone, when I foot big problem, you know, be able to work. And the Sahara desert, they know they help nobody.
So then people are where una can pay money to for gonna then count here. Waiting they can promise una say una they go get where una reach. Waiting they promise una say una they go get.
Well, when you pay money, then say you say you go to Libya. And when you reach Libya, then we'll just say you get small water where you go cross for each Italy. And you know, say, I don't want to see it, you know, so me self decide for say, well, take the risks. Not until you go where you go, self go now, you go see the reality of the journey. And that's when you know, say, oh, if I be no, I don't can this end there so. But again, I made them call and temple one. You know, get space for return again.
During this course where you did Libya, how much Salone people you can point at, or how great it is the number of Sierra Leoneans them within Libya where they try for cross go over Italy?
Well, I go say we boku small, but you know the Sierra Leone I know they travel that much. Where you see hundreds of Nigerian, you know, sometimes you go see 50 of Sierra Leoneans. Actually, we boku because up till now I still know Sierra Leone and we still stuck in Libya.
Because that's about access from that time when you go get your experience, so you come and being advocates for let people and know they use that particular routes. You don't see any change. People don't stop for the use that particular routes where you use.
Actually, a lot of changes there presently. A lot of changes there because the amount of people where they get where they go. You understand? Where probably they go out of lack of knowledge these days and they see the awareness raise, you know, they do. Then they see the videos them, then they see the talk shows them, then they see the dramas the way we act, you know. So sometimes some people can't go because when we do advocacies, you get people that will tell you, say, me, I don't go sell me bike, I want can go, me, I don't go pong this, me, I be me keke self, I be ride, I don't go put an out for sale and give me money, me, I want go. But as long as I don't hear first-hand information to particular person, we go this movement here, so we don't come back. So me actually, I can say to me, God gets a lot of things then to me. I make where I cannot see them and start this advocacy with organization because a lot of things that we see inside prison, I go to every crucible in Libya, every simple thing I go to, then kidnap me, then go sell me. You know, then from there, I lost back. I jump fence back. I come out there for 2 days, jump fence back, come out. You know, so I see everything. So what would they explain to people? People go tell you, say, me, I know they go again. Because of this, I don't carry, I know they go again.
I come over to the Minister of Labor and Social Security, Alpha Timbo. We don't listen to our testimony from Almami. We see you kingly be they follow the issues and way be they raise as per your own experience. We been get the year we go Libya. Well, so many of them concerns I believe not new again to the ministry. Me personally, I want person we can always forward some videos and what I can see of Sierra Leoneans and we can get concern to you for get your response. And it don't say where this happen. The latest one gets for do with the situation of Sierra Leoneans, them young people them, especially women them within Lebanon currently, where we see 5 of them lost in life. Well, we still yet forget a clear picture of what's in the happen because we did try for link them so that we go get an update from them. But from the testimony where Almami don't gain at the studio this morning, this nothing them like I say, be done they happen even before you go to the ministry as minister. Then see be done they happen. Waiting at the action where governments they take for sake of the other phase because you be don't talk about the one way they travel with documents. Then 1 year now where they travel, where not they use documents or registered group where the ministry are aware of but na Salone citizens them. Waiting at the thing where the government they do for ensure say una protect them or bring them back home or stop them from going because then a Salone citizen them.
Thank you very much. We go answer down there, but if we not exhaust how they go properly, we go end up for talk about how for continue for bring them come, then the problem will still persist. With all respect to the IOM, the International Organization for Migration, they're supposed for the complement orderly migration so that we prevent the occurrences we will lead for make people and continue for the face them kind situation and bring them come back, right? But there are aspects more concentrate on that side, and we now for make sure say people and get they know say the opportunities available for make them not follow that route. So now I make still, I just want to conclude that side where I've been talking about the measures who they can put in place where people, and once they become aware, we popularize them, they know see, this is the route, and that is not the way they should go. I've been mentioned this, no, then I can't answer that question, maybe. I've been mentioned this, no, for civil register agencies, there, not so. But the regulations, any agency will register, and they for renew annually. And as I they speak, so all the agents they will register as I they speak, so if it in terms of people that will legal for send people in now 6, you understand, because the renewal conditions, if you don't meet them back, will not give you the license. So for the people that will still want for make sure see they make use of the opportunity for travel, therefore no say as at now 6-1. SOS Global Investments, Human Power Global, Optimal Manpower Placement, Human Resource Global Consultancy, Explore Sierra Leone, and Boston Loan at 6. You understand? Coming to the question you mentioned, the ministry, they collaborate with the Office of the Vice President, TOKU, the IOM, including the Minister of Foreign Affairs, especially for the recent case which took place in Lebanon, for make sure see government intervene. At some point, I think I mentioned the way the president been going to Lebanon, where he give me experience where he said himself been get for personally make a contribution towards the repatriation of the Israelis. The way go Lebanon will be the strand at that time. From that time, watching at the measures we try for put in place for make sure see we not go see a recurrence of that situation. Now for make sure see we consular designate na Lebanon, if like can assign Leone, so he meet with we na the Ministry of Labor. He don't give we some of the things that we need for do for make sure see before anybody who left the shores of Sierra Leone now for go Lebanon, those are the things that we supposed for do for make sure see that happen. I've been make the invite for me the one who they issue visas for Sierra Leoneans so they migrate from here for go Lebanon. Unfortunately, the time when the officer come, I've been get an emergency travel for go to the United States. So now my deputy minister and permanent secretary been holding meetings steady with them. At that time, we don't try for make for them for know now for say moving forward. Yes, people have a right to go to Lebanon. When it comes to giving employment visas, they not get right for the employment visas without an institution we legally recognized for. So that's the first we do. As I talk so officially from the labor migration, we have not sanctioned any movement of Sierra Leone to Lebanon, right? Unlike the other countries who don't sign welfare agreements, them including Saudi Arabia, and the state of Qatar, where the agreements currently in Parliament by Thursday. The Minister of Foreign Affairs turned table last week, and by this coming Thursday, we ratified so that the bilateral agreements, the way as a government will put in place for ensure when people go under, then get the coverage of government through the Ministry of Labor, Foreign Affairs, and this day.
So the one and they all na measures the money they put in place for secure, say the one they we go for the goal, they are protected. But what about the one that we currently did? They go through situations, some of them are lost in life, and some day right now as we talk, that detention camps them, the situation of them people in the what do they do?
The ambassador, the consular, they do extremely well for looking to their welfare. First, you get to do with data, right? We will not ask them for make sure see they look into all the areas they will they talk to, so that then determine the number of Sierra Leoneans they will where they work normal. Yeah, mind you, some they even do them go illegally. They still get employers the way they treat them in a way humane, right? So now the one then the isolated cases where some people then they suffer then and they no more they feature out. But when things are okay, they know. And we at the Ministry of Labor they try for bring out the examples of success stories so that people then they know if you do this way, you go that way. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs don't proactively, engage with the government Lebanon for make sure see what happens so. And they will present a recurrence. We work with the IOM, the International Organization for Migration, but as I initially say, the major focus as at now, now for make sure see like them kind of people who face them kind of difficulties, they need to intervene and see then provide them for some welfare and make sure see them come. So as a government, we give we collaborate with them on that side and day. Okay. But apart from that, I still want to say we want for still embark on ensuring that we put in the measures we will strengthen the system itself for make it become more transparent, for make it become more profitable. And maybe before I end that point there, I'll be trying to tell you about people who don't go. I tell you about the 3 aspects of the labor migration program. The work study program we will now introduce. Please for tell you say in Sierra Leone as I talk so now, under the work study program, we don't send about 11 students that would don't succeed through the master's program for go study in the United States of America. 2 days in Colorado School of Mines at the United States of America, then they study mining engineering, and then they stay at the campus. Right. We get 3 who then at the Stevens Institute of Technology in the United States of America, then they study mechanical engineering, networks and communication services in civil engineering. Then left here 1st of February 2022. We get 2 who then at the Queen University, and they study cyber security. They left here 6th August 2022, and the other one left on the 8th of August 2022. We also get 2 who then at UMB University. Then they study biotechnology, engineering, and management. Then they left here 22nd of August. So all in while we get in data. Okay. Within the institutions within the American ambassador get the institution who side in day. We get in telephone numbers. If the 98 point fund want them, we can always make them available. In fact, yesterday we will get the information session for the one they would try for prepare for this year. Then speak to their colleagues then. So the opportunities are there. You know, we just get for make sure we come to the Ministry of Labor, make sure she get the correct information so that we be able to go. Based on the experience where I hear my brother talk there, this is one of the first time where they hear this kind of narration. Of course, I know say the ordeals within the past, but like this vivid one way so this is actually telling. And I want to let the people of Sierra Leone know say the amount she wouldn't call for go pay for illegal migration. When they pass through legal migration, they only pay 30% of that, in fact, because migration involves the use of commissions. But this is a huge amount that is involved. Right? As I preside so now, I don't think nobody they go under legal migration where they allow go pay an amount really reach 1,000. All
right, so we'll come back to you, Mr. Minister.
Mami Sisku Kagbo, Public Relations Officer, Migrant Center for Information and Capacity Building. As somebody we don't go and come back and then come from this organization for talk to young people them. You don't tell we experience now Libya and how we come back. When I don't form this organization, what's on a message to young people them where we they talk to?
Actually, we message to young people like I say we form this particular organization for seek the welfare of returning migrants them. In as much as we advocate and talk to young people them, colleagues like we, where we don't embark on that kind of movement, say, we go there out of the knowledge, so we want to talk to young people, for let them be careful, and we get a project with the international organization for migration, where IOM, with that project, they call them migrants as messenger. We are in the migrants, and then they carry the message in different communities, we work on only 2 districts I would say we know work away. That was Falaba and Kayine districts. But we champion all the districts and for say we able to spread the message here so. And that project will last for 3 years complete. We be just done on this August year so. We be make videos them. Then videos them if you go on Facebook, you go on IOM them page you they see them, you they see we they see them, they explain wait till we go through. They talk to young people and then venture for take them can risk the ass again. The people when me see we die front of me, then wait till I see in a prison, then wait till I see on top that water, then wait till I see in a Libya the living condition a Libya. Honestly, fine for let anybody for go meet up them kind thing in the even if you not get safe in this country also if you believe in the country you work so hard trust me you go able reach there So I make we dey talk to people, and then we also they advocate for the people and self when I then distress situation. And because me self be done there yesterday, I be done there in a prison, I be done there at Tripoli when I camp for let them repatriate me back. So I know the distress. We also they advocate, like he talk, but then we sisters them, and then different Arab countries, not only Lebanon. We advocate to governments, but I no more it can happen. Like say it is a process. For let them come back home. So I make quick and talk to government for let them fast in the process for CC they able come back home.
So at this stage, you regret where you embark on a journey, go spend over $3,000 and come back without achieving something?
And honestly, me regret where I can say, now like where I see me paddy die, me come back, you understand, I can always put me say, if na me be don't die, I not for come back home. So definitely I regret her.
Other question where people don't ask where una can pay them kind huge money out for go see una go see greener pastures. Now the option of why not using this money for run a business, for example, because if you take like $3,000 for start a small business, why una not can choose that option they but one for go na other man country?
Actually, you see business back, it's not about buying and selling. You have to understand what's in a business before you go do it. Because if you don't understand what's in a business, like you get $5,000, you go put them there, and at the ending of the day, you get nothing. Like where young people and they grab up and see then company don't get a better life with Europe, then they snap, then they post photos, then post videos, them, and you self want to get that kind of quality life day. You see, and like say probably like say overnight you self go get that kind of life day. So the best you can do if you see any option, even if not the risk way. Trust me, young people, then you always take that risk there. And not only no more they happen at this country, they happen all over the world. Now, only way you work, you go see, you go see thousands of migrants from different countries, different nationalities, them own at the meet up. They make you always say, Salon people, we know the worker. And that I can say mostly because so you see thousands, you see hundreds, don't say we go see something, on a small Sierra Leonean that you will see. But trust me, it is difficult trading at those situations. Then you enter situation, they can there you think say why I come. You get a lot of questions where you can ask yourself, why I come? What I can do? If I be there at this me country, trust me. I not say always I go to, I not for go to and trust me because imagine for go eat one bread a day, one bread. That small Omza bread a day and they give in a prison. Imagine. So you see, there are a lot of situations that way you go to in a distress situation where we know say people and they we talk to una, how una they do una advocacy, then in as much as we say they do your advocacy for their government for able at least we fasting the situation of people away them for repatriate home back let them come because that situation they trust me very very difficult.
The minister will get for response to that. How fast government want for do if they get any plan or not. So we'll talk about that later. Continue for the with we now the studio Almami Cisco Kagbo. Well, you were the plan for travel illegal one. You don't listen to a live testimony for somebody we don't get the experience. And according to I'm not to any good experience where anybody go out for go get. So in case you listen or they watch the program right now, you get plan for go Libya or other countries them. I think the best advice from the true life story we get at the studio this morning, I feel like you go through an official process where you go through the Ministry of Labor, then recognized body them where they know say, then come in here so they carry people and go, and if anything happen with you, then go able to identify you easily. The issue where we get as topic of discussion at the program this morning, where that the issue of irregular migration where Salon people can embark on. And as we've been telling now today, we use case study, we get a live testimony now the studio of somebody where we don't go through the routes them for go Libya. Well, not to person we travel through government or any recognized agency, you go the illegal one, you getting experience, you don't come back and share in experience. And we also tell us say we go use a case study of the latest incidents we happen in Lebanon this BNTM. Also we see 5 people when a Salon people them end up lost in life. Well, for we get the situation of waiting they happen currently with the young Sierra Leoneans and in Lebanon and waiting the ones right now as then they go through the situation. Yeah, we get on the phone one of we Salon sister they wake then say in one of the kadamas them as a student they refer to themselves in name na Aisa Tubo they can call Queen IS. Good morning and welcome to the program. It is live na Libya and it is talk to we now. Good morning and welcome to the program. Lebanon actually a day. I saw today on the line now for tell we waiting at the current situation of encompassing Kadamas them. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, everyone.
Just tell we quickly, we can get information where we don't confirm say, but 5 salon people when a young salon titi them be lost in life na Libya, this BNTM, and una the salon people still they do una work them, but someday where they go through situations them, where according to una be wants for lay government in attention be drawn to then situation, then they even though una not travel through government recognized agency. What's the current situation of una as we talk?
But right now, even the one that we're not gonna big force where they represent we like for sales na Sarah Leone go represent them body then they will not even get big force yet where they go to the hospital. Pass Mariam with DJ and then too good where we even with the Kadamas they pay 500,000 for where they go put the body in a mortuary. Like we they call on the government where the government will come put on where the government start and stuff. Free where they start the government blood. So madam we careful for it. All the KBs then they give and give KBs you better big. So they beg Papa government for we to go back home. That I mean I will unions.
Now, una appeal to government and other organizations them. Waiting una where they right now, we know the hospital or they no more. Wait una want.
Now for go back home, the only thing we need from government and for them take we back go back home and the only thing I want from government, sorry organizations then.
Salon people they waiting at hospital currently.
Yes, we get people back within a jail. Where you, madam, the life I say thief money put in a jail. We got about 10 within a prison right now. Some might not take 1 year, some might not take 2 years in a prison.
So the incidents of them 5 young lady them where we been see video them come out say die. Now waiting exactly happen.
Like the 3 and then hospital, and we not even get confirmed sources. But the one with the talk like that gas them to the there. The one Lebanon is waiting for to see them back the critical condition. So if they want to and they will give you the full of information which happened because they already made in their apartment they all are victim.
So I don't get as so far as na una company Kadamas them. Wait till I don't understand say na the situation will lead to the death of them 5 young lady them.
Because the incident after 4 o'clock morning, like where they sleep, then just if nobody not give any information it. If anybody can media say that this now this will not get information it. Because the man and the embassy, the consulate say in the investigate. They say because the arguments they make one of the Kadamas they not get right information into where they go on. Say that this now the reason make them so legal span they will not even know it.
All right, so because we get challenged with the network, before you left we Queen IS, waiting that you message where they send to salon young people and where they listen you now, we get plan for use the same process we wanna use so for gonna Lebanon. What you want for tell them?
I will beg me government where they will block the airport because right now I don't get the airport for Kansai Lebanon. Even 1 year Queen IS in a media, it is TikTok, Facebook, it is do advocate for the people in Kansai Lebanon because even the one they get the country is very expensive for them. Because we told me they buy 1,000, right now they buy 200,000 per currency. So it's very expensive. So you advise.
Well, it's unfortunate we get challenged with the connection there, but now one of we salon sister we be talk to so from Lebanon as it be the talk on behalf of encompassing Kadamas them, and the most important message we don't get conversation with them even off the live interview if they don't raise concerns say they want for come back and then they ask government for intervene in the situation of the salon people within Lebanon, for example, right now. And according to them, they ask people we get plan for do illegal migration and go through some of the challenge them where then they face so then they discourage people not for go through their routes. And they well from that short interview they come over to the Minister of Labor. You go get for can respond for the issue of the airport workers them. But then we just get a response from you regarding the current situation of then salon people here, where they ask for let una go repatriate them, let them come back na salon. Waiting a government in plan for them people in there.
Thank you very much. As I've been always mentioned, I say as a government, we try now for take the preventive measures. They didn't not be, but we then don't be. we consulate in Lebanon are very proactive man. Like I tell you, when they appoint I don't can say Leone, you don't can sit down with the Ministry of Labor, you don't advise we on what we need for do so that people then will continue for go Lebanon. Two, now I tell we say for now, let not send the it. And I make I tell you, as I talk so will not send it. So the first thing what I want to say is as Sierra Leoneans, we ever face this thing pragmatically. Then one day who did this will like the one who they talk so. If for sure we would have make it go. It's because we get for punish people the way responsible for the entire. Way people and do things with impunity, the parliament will continue for persist. So like then one day who they talk so, they have to show under which means then pass then go. So we go deal with them people and they are in the first place, they were responsible. Right? We're not going to continue for the follow the same pattern here with this one thing we do and continue for the repeat. So but as at now for them one in the USF area where they talk, they say the consulate they pan look into some of their issues then they the other day they be one last time we go Lebanon. Understand? But the situation has not been warranted that one day. Day before yesterday, I met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Francis, and I tell Professor Francis the need for someone, the Lebanon consul, Odin Ayaso, to the office for me who can sit down with them, for me who will be able to talk about issues pertaining to the thing, so that we get for punish people who are responsible for the change. Until people then begin to see that, they're not going to take it serious. The IOM, they participate in them processes here on. So what you will continue for do no more now for make sure say yes. After here, they meet back the Minister of Foreign Affairs because I'm done the champion this particular aspect. So they issue the press release what the government they do, so that we will work together and by next week, if I get the opportunity, we'll be able to give you an update as far as that particular.
So what about the one them back within other country and we can go through legal means, but they can claim so we then reach, then can seize them, grab them, documents them from them. We don't get concern also from people in Tunisia, Dubai, and then just all over the place.
No, as I tell you, since I've been minister who they regulate this, I know one this end person in Tunisia. I think I tell you now for see the process for going out through legal migration, you have to have an exit permit. Not to say all of them one in the ask them, let them produce an exit permit. That's number one. Number two, they should be asked under which agency they go. So that's how we trace responsibility. You know. So as a government, I still want to make people know say as a government within the right trajectory. The previous government set up the labor migration policy, would they implement them? And as I talk so, by Thursday, would they put before Parliament, would they finalize the Overseas Employment and Migrant Workers Act, so that this will be the law would they regulate the movement of Sierra Leoneans overseas, including all the welfare agreements, the way as a government would they enter with the various countries. And maybe as I talk so, even like what I talk about the United States, as I talk so, I get Educo visit to Sierra Leone. This is an educational institution from the United States of America where they can at Sierra Leone on the 27th to 29th for make them cast.
So the one that we get
with the Ministry of Labor, so that we design the training programs so we go make people then qualify for enter into them vocations the way they're supposed for go work. You understand? So that's for me we own now we own priority. Right? We own priority.
So the one that we get
as at now, yes. Because some of them were in a situation of distress, as a government, we work with the embassy, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, for make sure we address them. But moving forward, that is the point I'm saying. Moving forward, people then get for make sure they know the Ministry of Labor now in charge. Number two, they get right for can find out the agencies responsible.
All right, because that's our ask somebody where they listen, we know the one way they do these illegal arrangements for them people you are waiting for do.
If you know, you can't tell me.
Okay.
Make I just give one example. What happened about a month ago na Dubai, and this happened at McKinney. I know they disclose the information. This girl Pekinia, he able to call somebody we know me na McKinney. He tell me say this he Dubai right now. Now somebody from McKinney na carry them two, right? Then two. You carry them go use them as sex slaves. So this one not allowed for make it happen. You understand? So you run away from the place. So if you don't defend we how they able for come back now, say you can't get me. So I call the ambassador. Na UAE, the ambassador. The ambassador intervene. We will trace the situation. Say we don't bring and come actually. Right? But we don't can now for tell we now would I make Lego families they don't agree for making to tell you about their name. So if we are serious about these things, right, we get to make sure they disclose the information.
So now we look at the work of the embassies. The last time we play an interview from the ambassador in Senegal, where he go Nouakchott, where in Mauritania, for go talk to Sierra Leoneans the way they get challenged. And just last week, you get a press release from the Salon Embassy in Egypt on the statement of the Egyptian, the Tunisian president for pull black man then out of in country, where Guinea, Ivory Coast, and other countries don't go pull their citizens then they. And now we get a situation at Lebanon, and also somebody just text say now Facebook page, plenty or hundreds of Sierra Leoneans and then are Turkey, then they are prison. What in the embassies then they do for coordinate with the labor ministry for ensure say they seek the welfare of Salon people, even though they not go through the Ministry of Labor and Social Security?
The embassies can only do as much as information within they get, and this time with due respect. Now their responsibility for make sure she then take care of the welfare of Syria. But what in the law say? The law say when you go to a country, you have your passport, you forgo na the embassy. So you register, then the embassy knows say you there under. Now in the law require, if you look at your passport, now in the law require. Most of them people they don't have over 1-2 years back, they know they make let the embassy know. Right? So that's the first thing where every person is supposed to know. When you go to a country, you say you're a foreign person, the first thing they do now for find your embassy. But because these people deliberately know that what they do is illegal, they overstretch we embassies them. Like the UAE, USA don't sign this labor agreement. So the ambassador, the USA did. It's almost about 4 to 5 hours drive from there for Canada, now Dubai. You know, so we are talking about thin staff in their ministries and they we're supposed to take care of hundreds and hundreds of people who don't face their flights here. So the first thing we advise them first is to make sure that one, the embassies get the information, and the only time they get the information now when something like this happens. And I want to say the embassies they don't try. The one at Saudi, don't the other things then they minimize now. It's more intense now, Oman. USA will not get no agreement yet and will try for development for do. Yeah. So let them make sure then give the information to the embassy. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they're more proactive more than ever before now. For make sure they put measures in place so that we look into the entities.
We can't we others to get, but quick one. We just run a story on the issue of the workman them na the Salon Airport Authority. We them been get a meeting yesterday on the issue of them end of term benefiters. Then we don't give them. Then we don't terminate the contract with the airport authority. And earlier we put that report together. We said them be arrest the leader of them, and we just don't get information. So they don't transfer them na Freeton. But as Minister of Labor, we they in charge of the issues there. So what are you awareness of the things that will happen at the airport in terms of them people end of term benefits as you minister na one of the side with the reference?
Well, thank you very much, Musa. The airport thing, we fully seize with the information. The Ministry of Transport and Aviation responsible. As a Minister of Labor, we don't go meet with SUMA as a new company. We don't discuss with them. The number of workers them, we then don't decide for take as at now, then they do and through a process, then they take them, then they pay them, and they make sure then they retrain them for make them go fit into the new arrangement. The other workers then we don't hold meeting back with them. Me self which is also as a Minister of Labor. I don't go hold meeting with the general manager. What may happen, Musa, they not be done complete for do them computation so that at the end of the day, then we will get them correct benefits then. The Minister of Transport and Aviation do them, but now the Minister of Labor get the competence for able to ascertain that so that he don't appear like what may happen at then Zoom lag and other things. Then. That we have done, right? And me we should also address a cross section of them for make them just exercise patience. Right. You understand? Because as a government, even their workers, the way EBC, they work a part of the month, last month, we go na SUMA, they make sure the government pay up to the time when they left for work na the Leone Airport Authority, and SUMA put the additional amount for make them not lost nothing. Right? So me advise to their workers, then, including the union leader, when I've been good, they complain, say management no they make clear partake pan the discussion. I tell management definitely for say they have to make sure the union representative then participate in it. So what me they want for tell them is that government is committed to paying them. As I talk so, I don't receive the final computation from them this past Friday, right? I will sit down with the Minister of Transport and Communications for make sure we address this particular issue. The president is fully aware, and as I talk so, nobody no lost nothing yet because everybody is receiving the salary. That's the most important thing.
Thank you.
And I really want to advise them, let them exercise patience so that we're able to go through this particular process. We want to assure them, say, we'll get them in mind, and we will like a miso no go sit down for make anybody make sure say at the end of the day no
Thank you.
Then do right.
Thank you very much, Minister of Labour Alpha Timbo, for we can inside the program. Good morning, Salon.
All right, we come over to Alma Mekabo to the wrap up the program. Most message you left to the young people where they listen you currently regarding irregular migration where they can involve man.
Sorry. As we don't do we in a MINSI card, we in a MICICAD, where if you go now with Facebook page, you will see what we do, how we go na communities, different areas, how we advocate to young people, for let them not make them mistakes there, so we don't make them mistakes there, so we make her out of lack of knowledge. You know, let them make that same mistake there. So now we do the advocacies, and we not go stop, we not go relent, we go still advocate to government, we sisters and then other people when a distress situation. When me self video yesterday, we talk to government even on a process. So then distress then they go do but you have to take process for let them do all you see them for let you come home. So also they appeal and talk to government for let them able help them, let them able come home safe. The one we don't left now, let them able can safe, let we can see them. So we drop we numbers them. Me, when at the PRO, when Alma Mrs. Kokagbo, your number is 088720933. If you want for reach me, you want for reach we organizations, or you want for invite we. Then again, if you not get me, we secretary, when a smart akawa, and your number is 088638477. So if you go see yourself on our Facebook, we're a Migrant Center for Information and Capacity Development.
All right, many thanks. So you can at the studio this morning. I had this edition of the program go left for now. Plenty thank you to the production team. Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Kroma produced the program. And DJ came and give you technical support. Usman Kamara make us see live on Facebook. Until then, maybe Kabadis to get yourself a wonderful
Minister
day.
say not say last word, but it's okay, Minister. I think you don't say your last word anyway.
You know, we don't go beyond the time. We'll come with you back and look at more issues from the Labour Ministry.
Because we need to talk about the prospects, what ought to be done. So that
and we even can sell airtime for do some of them programs in there. So the ministry we can go into any.
I think you can use Almami as one of our ambassadors, them or the organization, for work with them for raise awareness on this issue.
Then they do the one that will go can meet how they
plenty. Okay. Plenty, thank you for we can inside the program, Minister of Labour Alpha Timbo, and also Alimami Cisco Kagbo PRO Migrant Center for Information and Capacity Building. So today Musa Kamadi say bye bye.